Hi, welcome to the Daily Lenny. We've been looking at the Easter weekend, and I wanted to wrap up this first couple of days of the Daily Lenny with something that sort of reflected the significance then of Easter before we move on to something different tomorrow. And I've chosen a particular song from Lenny Kravitz called Another Life because I think it captures some of the significance of the events of Easter, Jesus' death and resurrection, for all of us. A couple of things he picks up in this song. First of all is a sense of urgency. Now that Jesus has come and died and risen to life again, we know he's coming back, and that does bring a sense of urgency to the question of how are you going to respond to Jesus. Lenny starts the song like this. He says, "Haven't you heard it could be coming tonight? Just leave all your things and come and celebrate life. This time is for love, not for heartache and strife. There's no time for games. There's no time to fight." The most important thing at the moment, at any time, is what you make of Jesus and how you respond to him. No time for games. No time for fight. How are you going to respond to the love of Jesus for you? So he captures the urgency, I think, of the time, but also if you do decide to respond to the love of Jesus by putting your trust in him and following him, then you're going to open yourself up for a fair bit of ridicule. After all, Jesus himself was ridiculed. You might remember that moment in the Easter story when he's arrested, but before they've executed him, they dress him up in a purple robe, the colour of royalty, and they put a crown of thorns on his head, and they say to him, "Hail, King of the Jews." They're ridiculing him. They're making fun of him. And if Jesus is ridiculed, we know his followers will be too. Do you know that moment in the Apostle Paul's life? You know, Paul, a great Christian missionary, church planter, in Acts chapter 26, when he's on trial before King Agrippa, he talks to King Agrippa about Jesus as the King, the Messiah, the one who died and who has been raised to life again. King Agrippa's response is, "Paul, you are out of your mind. Your great learning is turning you insane." Those who follow Jesus will be ridiculed, just like Jesus was. Lenny captures that in the song. He says, "You can do what you want. You can say I'm a fool, and I'll see you in another life." The resurrection is not a fiction. Jesus is alive, he's Lord, and he's coming back such that all of those who put their trust in him will too be raised. And Lenny puts Jesus front and centre in this particular song. He says, "He walked on this earth so we can party tonight. He taught us of faith because it's not about sight. He taught us of peace and unconditional love. He led us from wrong and forgave us thereof. He did all the things because he wanted you. He died on that cross so you wouldn't have to." The love of Jesus for you, for me. How are you going to respond to him? It won't be easy if you do decide to follow him. But, you know, you can do what you want. You can say I'm a fool, and I'll see you in another life.